In this Facebook event tutorial, I'll show you step by step how to create a Facebook event, as well as some best practices to use so your event reaches as many people as possible. All right, let's get into it. What's up, busy people? Welcome to 5-Minute Social Media, where we help business owners attract more paying clients using the world's simplest social media strategies. If you want to grow your business even faster with social media, hit subscribe, click that bell. That way you'll be notified each week when we release another helpful video. My name is Jerry Potter. Yes, it rhymes with a boy wizard. And in this Facebook event tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up an event, as well as how to make sure that lots of people see it. I'm going to be showing you how to do this from a Facebook business page, but it's pretty much the same process wherever you do it. If you'd like a more specific tutorial, I've linked to tutorials below in the description of this video about how to create a Facebook event in a group or from your smartphone. Now, there are a lot of places on Facebook where you can create an event. Sometimes you can do it from where you're creating a post. You can go to the events page wherever you want to create it and add a new event. But the place that is always available is right here at the top in the bar. There's this plus sign, or on your Facebook it might look like this, and it says create instead. But either way, you tap on that and then click event. So back on my view here, I'm going to click event. Now, I'm showing you this on the new version of Facebook, but if you're still using the old version, I've got a tutorial about how to do it down below. But the steps are essentially the same. The screen will just look a little different. So first, over here on the left, you can see I have private event here, but since I want to create this from my business page, first I'm going to click the drop down and choose my business page. Now it's a public event because business pages can only do public events. Now down here at the bottom, you're going to click next. And here's where we're going to put in our information. So the first thing you'll see is there's a checkbox here that they've added for online event. So you can click that, and then you can choose an event format. So if it's a Facebook Live, you can do that and schedule it this way. If it is a link, for example, let's say I wanted to link to a Zoom stream that I was doing or something like that, I can put link in here for where they would go, or Google Hangouts, whatever you're using. And then other, where you can essentially select other and then put down the description that specifics about where you want the person to go. But if it's not an online event, you can type in the location, the actual physical location. And what you do is search for it. So if I type in T-Mobile Park, which is the name of the Major League Baseball stadium here in Seattle, I can select it, and it automatically adds a map. People can click on it, get directions, all of that. So if you have a publicly visible location for your event, then this is a great way to go. Next up is the date and time of your event. So you would just, you know how to use a calendar, right? Click a date, and then a start and an end time. Then below that, if you want to have a recurring event or you want to schedule multiple events, this is where you can click on this and it'll bring up new options. So it could be daily, it could be weekly, or if you want to get into custom, you could literally have an event on this date, at 5 a.m., sure, why not? Until 6 a.m. and then hit add. Then, on this date, same type of thing. You can put in as many things as you want. But for this tutorial, I'm going to turn off the recurring dates there. So we've got our date on August 1st, 10 to noon. Next is the event name. And this is really important because people tend to abuse this. I believe the character limit is 64 in terms of how many letters or characters you can have in here. But on a mobile device, a lot of them will get cut off. So if I type in the 3rd annual quarterly superstar challenge of seafood dinners, there's a good chance that all this will get cut off, especially on a mobile device. And now all anybody sees is, come to the 3rd annual quarterly. The what? So it's really important. So what I had there was this superstar challenge of seafood dinners, obviously something I made up. But what I would probably put in was seafood dinner challenge. And then I might add 3rd annual event or something afterward. So if that's important, like you want to show people like, hey, we've done this event before and it was successful enough, we're doing it again. There's some social proof in that verbiage. Then you could do that. But you really want to make sure people see the important words up first. So that's why I have seafood dinner at the very beginning so that it doesn't get cut off. Below that is the description. This is where you can add anything you want to tell people about your event. So this is where you can add additional links, mention sponsors, details, all kinds of different things. One thing, though, that's really important is, again, they will only see, when they first glance at your event, the first couple of lines, depending on what device they're on. So this is why it's really important to give the most important information first. So if I decided to start off all casual, okay guys, here's what we're doing this year and I'm super excited. Like, you might put that in an email, I guess, or something like that. But if this is all they see, now you've done nothing to get them enticed. So what you would do instead is say something like, Seattle's most popular dinner for seafood lovers is back. So now you've told me what the event is, who it's for, and if I'm a seafood lover and it's popular, I'm leaning in. Oh, what? Well, tell me more. So just keep that in mind. The first 2 lines of your description are really important. You can put, like I said, a ton of information in there. Just know that most people won't read all of it. So make sure, again, to put the most important information at the top. Next up, upload a photo. So this is where you can add a photo to the top of your event. The image can obviously be whatever you want, but what I'm going to recommend are 2 things. 1, do not put the flyer for your event up here. Because if you have an image with too much text, first of all, Facebook doesn't like images with more than about 20% text. So you will actually hurt the reach of your event, the free reach, the organic reach of your event, because you put too much text in the image. Now, it would be okay to have some text, but really, really limit it. Second thing that's important is this picture is going to be viewed quite small on a lot of mobile devices. So I think that the best thing for most events is going to be a close-up photo of a few people enjoying the last event you did like this, or a stock photo if you can't find something like that. We connect with faces. We connect with people enjoying themselves, assuming your event is enjoyable. If it's not, obviously you can go a different route. So I think that's the best thing that you could possibly do. If it was a seafood dinner, it might just be a big picture of a bright orange lobster on a plate, and maybe there's not a person in it. But just keep that in mind. The whole idea of the image is to get somebody interested in the event. And if you have a bunch of text, either A, they won't read it, or B, they won't see it because you won't get very much reach on the Facebook feed. The image is supposed to be 1920 by 1080 pixels. All right, next below that is you're going to choose the category. I have created so many Facebook events over the years, and a lot of times there is no category that fits, and you can't choose you can't select or make up your own category. So if none of these fit, just choose other. Otherwise, if something fits, it's great. For example, let's say you are doing a health event. They might recommend your event to someone else, especially if it's like a local event in your area that attended or is looking at other health events. So we'll just select other. I just don't want you to waste a bunch of time going, I don't know which category this is. If it's not clear, just select other and you should be fine. Below that, you can add co-hosts. So let's say you've got some sponsors or the venue or any number of things. You can click on this and then you can go through and you can choose other pages. So here's another business page I have. I could add it as a co-host. Do notice the warning that is there. They can add the event to their calendars to help spread the word, which is great, but they'll also have editing privileges. So if it's just some small sponsor that you don't trust, you don't want them necessarily as a co-host there. So just keep that in mind. If you have tickets for your event or any kind of registration, you can add it in here. You just paste it in and save it. If your event has more of a schedule, this is another thing they've added since Facebook events were born. You can actually put in exactly what's going to be happening. Doors open at, here I have this dinner at 10 a.m. You get the idea. So doors open at 9 a.m. Then I can hit add schedule entry again. Appetizers begin. Then I can add another one. So as many as you want, and then hit save. I also like this new Facebook layout because as you update things over here, you get to see exactly how your event is going to look over here on the right. And that's something new that they've added, which is really nice. Below that are keywords. You can't make up any word that you want. So let's say this was a fundraiser. I can't put in fundraiser, but you'll notice fundraising came up. And so I could type that in. So you can add some keywords to kind of, again, increase the chances that it might be found in search. They've added more checkboxes to kind of help you categorize your event. So if somebody's looking for a volunteer opportunity, and this is one, you could add that. If it's kid-friendly, I would always check that as a parent of two tiny humans who's often looking for things to do with them. That's a great box. But of course, if it's not kid-friendly, don't check that. Below that, you can let people ask you questions about the event over Facebook Messenger. So basically, it will add a message box. So it just did that down here at the bottom because I selected that. Below that, show the guest list. So if you want to show the guest list, you can. If you want to hide it, then hide it. But one thing I strongly recommend is show the guest list unless there is a privacy concern. Don't hide the guest list because you're worried that it'll look bad if it doesn't look like many people are going. Now, don't get me wrong. If I create an event and it only says 2 people are going and it's been up for 10 days, it doesn't look great. But I think it's really important to realize that the power of Facebook events is that guest list. Oh, my friend is going. Facebook sometimes will recommend it to somebody else because their friend is going. So you're missing out on one of the best pieces of Facebook events by unchecking that. And then only admins can post an event. You can have that checked, but if you uncheck it, you do have the ability to get a lot more engagement. So I usually leave that unchecked. But if you're worried about people posting things terrible or whatever it might be, you can check this box, and that way they have to be approved by a host or co-host before they actually show up. So over here, you can see exactly how your event is going to look. You can even click over here on this little tab, and it'll show you how it'll look on a mobile device. This is possibly a little bigger than somebody will see it on a mobile device, so I would actually pull it up on your phone if you want to actually judge the way it's going to look. But you can see here they have this date next to the image, and then here on mobile, they've got it over the image. So if you had text right there, you wouldn't want that. So it's nice to be able to have that little preview. Then back down here at the bottom, you can hit create, or you can click these 3 dots. You can save it as a draft, or they didn't used to have this. I love that they do now. You can schedule the event to go up at a certain time. So let's say you're announcing it on a Saturday, but you're going to be swimming at that time Saturday. You can actually schedule the event instead. Or if you want it to go up right away, just hit create and your event will publish. After your event is up, start inviting people. But that's just the first step. Creating the event is great, but there are so many things you can do afterward to make sure that your event reaches more people. And I put together a tutorial with 10 of my favorite ways to dominate with Facebook events. Click the video right here on the screen to watch it right now. I've also linked it in the description of the video down below. Thank you so much for watching 5 Minute Social Media. You're supporting not only me, but also my 2 tiny superheroes at home.